All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and wherever you may be. Wherever you may be, Shalom, Yashua, Shalom. All right, it's been a good minute, but another little helpful hints and info. So I was listening to, which is what you see here on my screen, the elder from South Carolina. Elder Mahatazakba, right? GMS, South Carolina, '08. I think it's the page. Subscribe, be edified. And so, just real quick, this will be short, little helpful hints and info. Because he mentioned something, which I'm not gonna play because I'm past that part now. I haven't actually finished watching the whole video. I just paused it right where I was because I'm gonna probably go back and finish listening to it. But he was saying something about the term Israelism, right, being made up, and that's a fact. All right, it's just something. And actually, hold on, let me get it. I think I want to let me move him into this pocket, right? I don't want to close out. I just drop him right down there. There you go. Yep. So when you go into and research it, it says Israelism refers to, because he was speaking about, he said something briefly about Israelism is a term of made up term that they made. All right. And it is, all right. And you probably heard this mostly, if you know who he is, a lot coming out the mouth of Vocab Malone, right? So it says Israelism refers to a 2023 American documentary film that critiques the way the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is portrayed in American Jewish institutions, particularly in how it's taught to young people. So the thing is, the Israelism refers to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And we know the Palestinians, all right, are descended from, the Ishmaelites, all right, more than likely the majority of them, or those Ishmaelites. And then you have the Israelis, who are, so-called white people, all right, but that particular branch of Esau Edom are the Amalekites. Those Israelis are the Amalekites. So Israelism refers to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which neither one of these are the true Israelites. But the conflict is over who does or does not have rights to be in that land when the land belongs to neither one of them. See? So that's what Israelism refers to. All right. It goes on to say the film explores a growing generational divide within the American Jewish community regarding their understanding of the conflict and the state of Israel. Right. So now the key thing here is what they try to do and manipulate with their words, because that's what Esau does best. If we go up here and right in between where we have means and Israelism, if we type Hebrew, okay, Israelism, okay, and it says Hebrew Israelism, often referred to as black Hebrew Israelism, right? And I can throw that in there because that's also pushed, all right, by the government. Black Hebrew Israelism is a belief system that asserts the black people, all right, when we know they're manipulating what we teach, because we don't teach all about the tribe of Judah, because the so-called black people are the tribe of Judah, the head tribe. We teach about all of our brothers and sisters, all right? But this is the manipulation here. So it says is a belief system that asserts the black people, particularly African Americans, are the descendants of the ancient Israelites. So anybody can be descendants. These Israelis can just keep saying it over and over and over and fake it till they make it, which they'll never make it, because you can never fake it into being Israelites. But if we say it, oh, these people are tripping. This movement arose in the late 19th century and has evolved into various subgroups with different interpretations of their identity and relationship to Judaism and Christianity, which both of those also lead you into other directions. You see? So it says, so they'll drive in the term Hebrew Israelism, all right, which is why you hear them also say One West Hebrew Israelism, right? Because remember, Israelism is referring to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and neither one of those are the true Israelites, nor do they belong in the land. So they'll be conniving and say One West Hebrew Israelism. So they'll say, see, this is their angle. They say, not because they are, but they say that they're the people. And so One West Hebrew Israelism, so they say that they're people. So they say that they're the ones that belong to the land. So they're taking Israelism and using it for themselves, and they're just being wicked as hell, okay, to manipulate the situation. Right? Follow me? So it says this movement arose. I think we just read that. Yep. Different term. Yep. So it says here's more a detailed explanation. Get this off the screen. So it says black Hebrew Israelites believe that African Americans are the true children of Israel, which we are. That's a fact. Not just the so-called blacks, all right, the so-called Negroes, all right, because we're not Africans and we're not Americans either. So how can we be both? And we're neither nor. We're Israelites. But it's all the 12 tribes of Israel, all the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But it says black, but remember now, they're controlling the narrative. So it says black Hebrew Israelites believe that African Americans are the true children of Israel, inheriting the covenant the Most High made with the Israelites. Some subgroups also believe that the Native and Latin Americans are descendants of the Israelites, and they are. You see? Thing is, when you come to the other side, on the left-hand side, you got the lies, right? So these niggas, the only thing they ever talk about is Levi or Levi. Not even Levi. I'm Levi. You've never heard them speak of any other tribe besides Levi. All right? Because they want to be a priest so bad, right? And you are a priest. You're just priest on the left-hand side. You're not a priest of, of the Israelites. Okay? You're a phony Israelite priest because you're not the true Israelites. You're Israeli priest. But they use Levi, all right, to say we're the priest. And then, well, what about the rest of the tribes, though? You swear you're the people. Because there's many prophecies about the true people being in the land and the things that would take place leading up to and after the true people, the true Israelites are back in the land. You guys don't fit any of the bill, but yet you're Levi. So where are your other brothers and sisters? These people are a joke, man. So it says diverse interpretations. The Black Hebrew Israelite movement encompasses a wide range of beliefs and practices, with some groups adopting rabbinic practices while others hold different views. Origins and evolution. The movement began in the late 1800s with figures like Frank Cherry and William Saunders Crowley, who claimed to have received revelations that African Americans were Hebrews. And I don't know how far that goes back. I'm not going to research these guys now, but I mean, come on, it's garbage, all right? It's nonsense because we know where the true spring got back up from, all right? In here in Babylon, all right, through the elders that came up first, all right, now down to our elders who are the apostles, all right. So, anyways, which we just talked about that going through the books of Daniel, all right. The 350 years, 1619 to 1969, moving into 1970. That's when the truth sprang back up in the earth from Babylon, right here in the heart of Babylon. Okay. So it says, over time, it has branched into various factions with their own interpretations of history, religion, and identity. Criticism. The Black Hebrew Israelites and the criticism of all things, right? Now, yeah, we criticize these people, but if those Israelis say it, there's no criticism. They can just scream Israeli, all right, and Levi, and they're okay, all right, and talk about the Holocaust and other nonsense, right? And they're okay. No actual proof. Excuse me, no actual proof though. Never disputing what the scriptures say, but they'll use it to make war. The Black Hebrew Israelite movement has faced criticism from both mainstream Judaism and academia due to its historical revisionism and sometimes anti-Semitic and Black supremacist views. But most of our people are going to stay asleep anyways. They're going to continue being stupid. They're going to continue being black, being Negroes, Mexicans, whatever. And you're going to die right here in America still talking about Jesus. It's 2025. You still talking about Jesus. And you still think those people over there in the land, you're going to die if you don't repent. Okay? Don't matter if you're somebody's mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. The Lord don't care. Okay? If you don't repent and come from that nonsense, you're going to die right here in America or wherever you are on earth, man. That's the facts of the matter. Let's get back on point. It says, not a unified religion. It is important to note that Black Hebrew Israelites is a broad term encompassing many different groups with varying beliefs. Some choose to identify as Hebrew Israelites or Black Hebrews rather than Jews. And that's not exactly true, all right? But once again, who's controlling the narrative, all right? Because it says, some choose to identify as Hebrew Israelites, which that's what we are, all right? Because we can go trace our forefather, or one of our forefathers, his name, Ibar, or Ibaria, however you want to say it, Ibaria, Ibar, but Hebrew, okay? And Israelite, which is, Yashar Allah. That's the name the Lord gave to us. So Ibar Yashar Allah, or Ibaria Yashar Allah, however you want to say it. See? But we're definitely not black because we understand the term, goes into darkness, wickedness, and, void of light and all this kind of nonsense, which is why the so-called white man, because he's not white, he's red. All right. You got toilet tissue in your house is white. Some walls are painted white. Doors, cars, socks are white. All right. Clouds are white. Nobody's walking the earth the color white. He's the red man, and the Bible even describes him as being red in multiple places, man. But he turned himself white because the term white means righteousness and pureness, which he's not, man. He's the devil, the Bible speaks of. The scriptures say that, man. But see, our people are so lost in the sauce. If it comes from us, they don't want to believe it. But if the white man told them, hey, they'll believe it. It's even gotten so bad that if the churches tell them, they'll believe it. But the church ain't telling them because the churches also, all right, spew false doctrine. And anybody in the church is going to die if they don't leave out of there because they're following what? Jesus the Christ, who is a Greek god, man. He's a Greek god. Well, a Greco-Egyptian god, really, because he was made up by a Greek general, but he was reared up in Egypt. So he's Jesus is a Greco-Egyptian god, man. So it says, yeah, rather than Jews, but we do say, we don't, often hear us say Jews, but we want to say we're the Jews. We are the Jews, man, because Jews refer to the so-called Negroes, which are the tribe of Judah, but the whole southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, became known as Jews collectively. So he's speaking on the Jews, he's speaking on Judah, but also, lumped in with that is Benjamin and Levi. Same thing for the Christians. At the time in the New Testament, talk about the Christians. They were called Christians first, which is really referring to Hamashiachans, followers of Yahushua. That was the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom, man, tons of years back, already left this side of the planet, that side of the planet, from the east and came to the west. So when you're talking about the true Christians and the true Jews, all right, because the true Jews are referring to Judah, but the true Christians are referring to the whole southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. See? That was a term to those followers back then. But we came collectively known as Jews. So, I mean, but hey, once again, hey, the wiki, right? Well, not even the wiki because we're not in the wiki, but just a simple Google search, man. All right, for those that didn't understand Israelism, all right, and why you might hear that term thrown around, Israelism. Then you hear Hebrew Israelism. Then you hear One West Hebrew Israelism and all this nonsense. And it's just a play on words, all right? So going to the root, okay, was the thing, all right, to understand it. But we're gonna leave it at that. Like I said, it was something quick, just a little helpful hints and info. Just thinking about because what the elder said sparked me. I was like, yeah, because that's exactly right. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do a quick lesson and pull it up. All right. So yeah, so if you didn't have a clear understanding, which I didn't give you much, but I gave you enough. All right. So Lord will, you were edified. So till next time, Yahshua, I'm gonna say, Shalom.